What's going to be the greatest challenges for you in the next 12 months? Teenage daughters, a huge challenge. There is one thing that all these challenges have in common: uncertainty. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my experience and how I built confidence into an uncertain world that I was experiencing. The person inside started to shoot and I was the target. I was staring death in the face and I was scared. Our first choice should be to fight for what it is that we want most in life at that particular time. But our second choice is to sit back and wait to see what Mother Nature has in store. I don't know about you guys. I like to have a say about what's going to happen to me in my future. We wait for someone to give us permission to do what we know is right for us. There are things that you know, I could do that. That would work for me. It hasn't worked for anybody else, but I could make that work. We can make decisions, take action, and make statements that we are proud of. But once you start getting overwhelmed by something you didn't expect, and you bark out those little statements, you go, oh, why did I say that? Because our emotions are too high. We don't have the ability to control our rational thinking. It's about accepting that we have emotions and that they affect us. We've got to bring our emotions back down so our rational thinking comes back up so that we can make those decisions and take the actions. Do you want to act that way again? Or do you want to think slightly differently and perform slightly differently? I knew I needed to fire back, but before I pulled the trigger on that first bullet and returned fire, my mind just sort of wandered off somewhere else. And the thought that ran through my head was, I'd better not shoot myself in the foot because the guys at work will never let me live it down for the rest of my life. You can just imagine you get shot 14 times and then you shoot yourself as well. The nicknames would not have been pretty. I didn't have another rational thought at that time. All I wanted to do at that time was turn time back and do everything again. No, I need to accept the present as the present is and deal with the present as the present is. If I was going to have any chance of surviving and certainly prospering. And we're all the same. When things start to go wrong, we can't look to the past. We need to focus on the present, deal with the present, if you are going to have any chance of surviving and certainly prospering in the future. The doctor estimates that they missed my femoral artery, the largest artery in the body. He estimates it missed the femoral artery by the width of a piece of paper, in his words. I still only have 20% of my Achilles tendon holding together. I've been back to playing football, soccer, basketball, very explosive sports. So when someone tells you, listen, you're probably not going to be able to do that, they are generally speaking because that's the way they see life. It could break at any time in the future. I accept that. But I had a crack. What is there that you have wanted to have a crack at that other people have said, oh, really? I loved all the great things about Star Group, being able to fly in helicopters, planes, having weapons, climbing buildings, but there was a very serious side of it as well. There was a reality that I may be shot and injured, I may be shot and killed. Anything better than death is going to be a bonus to me. What's the bottom line for you guys? Anything less than that, hey, I've got to make a decision differently. Anything better than, and I've got to walk away from this deal. What are you prepared to do yourself? How much are you prepared to commit? When I had that conversation with my wife, about I may be shot and injured, I may be shot and killed. And I put together a contingency plan. This is an absolute perfect outcome. A, B, C, D. Perfect outcome there. I accepted that I may be all the way down that end of the continuum. We've got to know what perfection is so that we've got something to aim for. But we've got to accept sometimes it just happens to happen down here. Do you have the absolute baseline contingency plan? For if everything starts to go wrong. They come from open, honest, confronting conversations, and I consciously accepted that I may spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair. And if I'm damn good at basketball, I could make the Paralympic team. This could actually be a bit of a bonus. I may end up with a gold medal as a result of being shot. It wasn't why did this happen to me? No, I had accepted responsibility for the choices. Again, I say, what are the challenges that you can face in your life? I spent 28 days in hospital and I spent 9 months in rehabilitation of learning how to use each and every one of my fingers again. It's the passion that drives us through those hard times. Practice, rehearse and drill, make them automatic, make them second nature. And most of all, believe in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you can achieve some amazing things. Thank you very much.
I'm so inspired by what he had to say. I think I'll take home the fact that you do what's right for you at the time. You don't need anyone's permission to get what you want out of life. You make that decision to do it for yourself. I've got to do what's right for me and for my team, and stay positive and make sure that everyone that works within my team knows the procedures and practices the procedures.
One of the things I'm going to take away is that, no matter how hard it gets in my business, no matter how hard it gets, there's always something I can fall back on, and if I've always got a plan, I'm going to be able to move forward. I definitely recommend going and seeing Derrick. It's really going to put in perspective when times are hard, how easy it is to get out of it if you've got a plan. And he'll definitely run through some situations he's been and how he got out of those and how he turned a negative into a positive.